Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we actually have some pretty important news over here and kind of a big PlayStation 5 warning too as well. Now, ever since we've actually had a pretty big update as of yesterday, a lot of folks out here, even people in our own community, have now been chiming on in that their consoles have actually been getting bricked, have been getting frozen, and there's actually like at least a somewhat easy workaround to fix it, but some folks have literally been stuck in like a perpetual loop of their console, basically never actually working. Now, this has kind of been a bigger issue than we kind of expected because I saw some of the stuff and I saw some mentions of this, and it seems like now a lot of the news agencies and articles are now getting more attention on this and spreading the word even more. So obviously, as someone who's kind of weirdly, strangely enough, a PlayStation channel, I want you guys to all know about this stuff in case you guys are having issues, or as well, if you guys have not updated your console, you probably can. It's probably not going to be like the end-all be-all because it is still one of those more niche issues, but we have been seeing just a lot of issues with this these past few days, probably the past like 24 hours or so. So as well, before we dive into the news, we also have some other videos to go and talk about, some other things to go and discuss as well. So make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on. We also have the How link down below for the $100 Samsung deals for all the reservations, no commitment needed. Link down below, Twitter and Twitch room as well if you guys want to follow and hang it over there. And of course, the Target, Amazon links too. And I appreciate y'all so much for watching. Let's dive into this. So as I mentioned, we had a brand new update not too long ago when it comes to our consoles. I myself already launched it, had my console go and basically get updated with the files, and as well as basically, thankfully, I don't know, maybe my like first generation PS5 has been trucking on through because I had no liquid metal issues, have not had this issue. Thank God for my little sidekick over there. But now we've been hearing a lot of reports, and I've been seeing other mentions too on Twitter with warnings and everything, that the PlayStation 5 brand new update may actually start freezing your console. Just keeping you guys in the loop. So a new PS5 report warns now that the brand new update that went live this week, only like pretty much like 30 hours ago or whenever you guys see this video, may actually be causing freezing issues. Dubbed update, which was the 22.02.06.50.00, I know it's whatever. The new update adds the DualSense Edge support, which is the brand new controller. Note the Pro controller is coming out very soon. And as well, apparently some type of back-end bug that is particularly causing those that play multiplayer games a big headache, and this because this bug is randomly now signing users out of their PlayStation 5, out of the PSN, to then have to go and accept new terms and conditions that come with the update. So basically, your console's kind of getting bricked, it's kind of getting frozen, it's kind of like you're in the middle of, let's say, a Call of Duty match, Rocket League match, Fortnite match, and then you have like your basically whole console kind of shuts down, and you basically, I don't want to say like, what I say the word shut down, but you know what I mean. It's kind of like you're in a game, the game closes, like your console kind of like freaks out a little bit, and you're basically having to force to like re-sign terms of services that you already kind of agreed to, and you see all these other various things as well. Now, this is intriguing because we don't usually have like big console breaking bugs. There must be some sort of maybe like connectivity issues, multiplayer issues. We don't fully know at the end of the day, mainly because it is mostly tied to multiplayer games. So if you guys can read the next thing with that one, if you're playing an game offline, so let's say you're just doing a normal RPG, Horizon, Ratchet and Clank, God of War, whatever, this isn't a huge issue, and it really hasn't been happening too much for people who are playing this like on multiplayer side. But we have still at least, I think, heard even people just kind of casually playing their consoles and playing their indie games, solo games, or whatever, have also had a similar like weird lockup. But as they kind of mentioned with this, if you're playing a multiplayer game and your whole console kind of breaks up and breaks and you have to kind of reset and redo this stuff, yeah, that's kind of annoying. Like that's basically like you're playing Call of Duty, you're about to finish a match, and then your console breaks, and you have to go and re-sign to terms of service and sign your account, all that. Yeah, then you don't get experience for the game. Some games also have lever penalties, as I'm sure some of you guys know. And then at that point, then your console's also affected by that. It's just like a big can of hoopla that no one wants to deal with because, well, you don't want to, if you're playing your game, you just want to work seamlessly, have online work normally, and go from there. So if you're plagued with this issue, because there have been some folks who have mentioned that they've had this happen multiple times as of now. If they're like active players, like they're playing for 6 hours, it's the weekend, people want to enjoy the weekend. Then you have some folks that have just been getting their consoles shutting off randomly, having these issues. It's not fun, and we don't like seeing it. So if you're one of these people with these issues, there is at least a workaround with it, and there probably will be a brand new maybe like hotfix patch update in the near future. So basically, whenever you boot your console, they want you to go and just manually sound out of the PlayStation Network and then sign back on in. Should be easy, should be chill, should be hopefully not that bad, because that's kind of what you're doing anyway with this bug, kind of like cycling and forcing you to re-accept the terms of service anyway. So what I think is going to happen is like maybe your console's in like a weird like 95% there. Like your console's almost there, but this like the system maybe just never accepted your terms of service agreement, or like there was like the weird mid-patch update where like maybe like some folks are on that, some folks are not on it. So maybe you might be lucky depending on when you guys launch your console or update your consoles. You know, it's a lot of stuff sometimes is like fringe and niche depending on the person, obviously. So with all of this, that's all you have to do. I know it's a little bit of an extra like 3-4 minutes, especially because it is kind of annoying to type with your PlayStation 5 controller and type in passwords and such. But yeah, that is the key. You go and launch up your PlayStation 5. Obviously, you have the update and have it downloaded. Then you go into like the top right account settings, go and sign out of your account, and then you're basically just raw. And then you go and re-sign on in. You have the brand new terms and conditions, which it does seem like it's maybe focalized on that. Like just in terms of, I don't know, either online hosting 24/7 type stuff. You know how like if your console's not on 24/7, you might have a weird disconnection bug. I don't know. I'm not really a technical type of guy. I'm just kind of assuming for this stuff. But basically, you go and sign on in, and you should be good. Then you have a chance to go and accept the brand new terms and conditions, and that's all you really should go and do, which seems like a lot of folks are having this as well. So, like as I mentioned, some folks are stating, even other articles are stating that users are experiencing freezing when this bug rears its head. And so I keep on saying these consoles getting broken and just kind of bugged up and just forked, So this happens, like I said, just follow these steps because it kind of seems like some weird terms and conditions bug. And like I mentioned, either it's because it's online and maybe like you lose your online connection. So they're trying to like, assuming you're back at the initial stage, maybe you're kind of like your data was held back, or just maybe it's just the terms of service keeps on thinking it needs to be approved. I'm not sure. It's just a weird issue. It's a weird bug, but a lot of folks have been seeing this nonetheless. So with all this happening too as well, PlayStation has not gone public and made a comment on this or comment why this brand new bug is happening. Sometimes that does happen though with software, and I'm going to probably put my faith in PlayStation that they will go and update it and change it, or at least like maybe change the back end, whatever it might be to fix all of these issues. So I'm sure we'll have another update in the very near future, like a little micro update as well, or maybe could it even be just all solved like externally without an update too, because in theory you're still accepting the terms of service. So if it's in your system and you accepted it, you should be overall pretty good. So if there's any updates, we'll let you guys know. If there's any big new micro patches, we'll let you guys go and know. If PlayStation says anything, I don't think they probably will. Most companies are rather just like, let's just fix it. People won't complain if it's not happening then and all that. But this has been widespread enough that people have mentioned about it. Other articles are brought up, so I figured I'd make a video on it to keep you guys in the loop for that. Now, we also have some kind of intriguing other news too for side news. In case you guys are League of Legends enjoyers, I myself have been playing the brand new League season on this one. If anyone else does, leave a comment down below so I don't feel alone, or hang on my Twitch stream down below. But basically, Riot Games, which is the company behind Valorant, League of Legends, actually now has a brand new action game for PC and console called Mage Seeker League of Legends Story. Follows the story of Silas's prisoner upbringing, which is, one of the characters in the game itself, their punishment, being born mages, a rebellion amassed to topple Demacia's monarchy, and then demolish the nation's hierarchy of oppression. There's been some pretty big leaks and screenshots and all stuff, especially from the South Korean Game Ratings and Administration Committee. It's kind of where we're getting all this information out with this being public. But basically, if you guys are League of Legends folks, they have been slowly trying to go make even more games out there. They have started off like they have like rumors for the MMO, which I really want to play really bad. Obviously, the brand new League of Legends season and some other various games on the way. It's kind of like a Bungie where they have one very successful game that's enough to go and subsidize the development of other games out there too. So I found it actually really cool for me to go and see this. I cannot wait to play a lot of these games, in my opinion. Now, last but not least, too, we saw even more bad news in regards to Callisto Protocol. Now, I played through this entire game on my Twitch stream. I thought it was decent, and we kind of talked about this before as well. But apparently with now, because we talked about this in a separate video, but some of the stuff for Callisto has been even worse than expected. It's also leading now in towards the fact that some folks are skeptical on the new upcoming Dead Space remake, so also keep that in mind. But apparently now Callisto has had even worse performances, and even like some of the directors are even now questioning a sequel to the game itself. It had like all right sales, I would say, at the end of the day, but it did kind of seem like it fell flat in terms of expectations and performance and overall reviews, where a lot of folks are not necessarily too happy as well, because apparently the game cost $162 million to make, and obviously you need to make that money back at the end of the day and pay back investors. So very intriguing news, but make sure you guys are careful with your consoles and let me know if you guys have had any issues at all or not. And as well, make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on. Check on the HOW links down below for the Samsung pre-orders and save a bunch of money. We have the Twitter and Twitch stream down below if you guys want to follow. And of course, the Target and Amazon links too. And I appreciate y'all so much for watching here in the first place.